Hello, I'm Andrew Law, the CEO of Enteq Technologies. I'm going to give a presentation briefly on our interim results and an investor presentation. First of all, to cover the disclaimer. So to put things in context, where Enteq sits is we provide technologies for directional drilling for oil, gas, geothermal, and other transition methane technologies or methane abatement scenarios. So we provide downhole steering and control, measurement and communications. So the steering and control is for when we are drilling, or when our customers are drilling, we provide we're developing an exciting new rotary steerable system. And what this does is can steer the well whilst drilling. Our core business is the measurement while drilling, so identifying where the position of the well is whilst drilling. And then in addition to that is communications between components downhole or between systems downhole and from the downhole to uphole to the surface. So the market broadly for where this fits is called Geo-steering, and the market for that is around 11 billion or so annually. Our new exciting new technology called Sabre, which is steer at bit Enteq rotary, is a disruptive new rotary steerable technology. And the rotary steerable market it already exists, and that's about in the order of 2 billion globally, and that is increasing. And what we do compared to our core business, which is the MWD systems, that is around about 150 million globally. So we're excited by the rotary steerable market because it's a much greater market share or market size. It's increasing, and we have a disruptive and new technology, which I'll come on to in a minute. In addition to that, what we have is connectivity systems. So being able to connect from our existing or from our new Sabre rotary steerable to customers' existing fleets. So essentially downhole Wi-Fi to make it easier for us to implement and integrate our new technology that's coming through. The MWD, the measurement while drilling systems, that's our core legacy business, and that's we've got proven downhole track record in hostile environments, and we have quite a high installed fleet around the world. And the customers that we will be interested in using Sabre are the same customers that we have on the whole for our core business. So in terms of the Sabre market, it's a 2 billion approximately and growing global market. What we're seeing is that there's a growth in the use of rotary steerables compared to conventional systems, and that's continued and continuing. One thing that's important about the rotary steerable market is most people quite rightly think of it being used in directional and lateral or horizontal wells, like I showed on the graphic at the beginning. However, there's also a large market for simple vertical, maintaining verticality while drilling. So there's already an established rotary steerable market. In terms of the competition that are active in that market, there's probably about 10 to 15 companies on paper with rotary steerables. That market is dominated by two of the major multinational service companies. And what that means is that there's limited available independent rotary steerable systems around. What this means is that from our customer base, we have the opportunity to help not only our existing customer base from our MWD, but also to address the other larger service companies to help them fill their product gaps that they may have. So one of the reasons we're excited by this, not only is it a large market, it's established, but also the market is, it expands it out to larger independent and larger service companies that we haven't had access to before. One important point is that the international, particularly international customers that we have need a rotary steerable and need an independently available rotary steerable. They don't have the option to go to the majors in many places in many parts of the world. In terms of the Sabre tool, the technology that we have, I mean, generally there is a demand for having a lower cost, lower risk, lower cost to operate system, and that's what Sabre promises to do. We've been testing that or getting industry acceptance for the Sabre tool, and that's been coming through. We've been seeing that recently at a recent trade show, the global trade show, which is ADIPEC in Abu Dhabi. So in terms of Sabre, what's important about Sabre is that the way it steers is completely different to all other rotary steerable systems that are available on the market. And all other rotary steerable systems use either pads or pistons to steer the tool. And what this unique system uses is a side force using Bernoulli's principle, which is the pressure differential that we can create, and we create that at the bit, so at the very end of the bit. So we're creating a side force or a steering force in a completely different way, but without those moving parts, moving wear parts, pads and pistons. So what this means is we can have a lower risk, lower cost to operate, and simpler system to provide to our customers, and with the aim of reducing the overall total cost of ownership, and that's what the industry needs. We go on to the next slide in terms of what the product development. This is an original concept developed by chance by Shell. So when they were doing some testing, they discovered this Bernoulli's principle was in effect completely by chance. And what Shell did is they took it through to a proof of concept. They took it down whole, and they proved the system worked in a live well or in a real well. And then Enteq after that point was able to get a license from Shell, exclusive license from Shell, to develop that technology. And that's what we've been doing. We've been doing some downhole tests of the control system, and we've now redesigned that so that we have a latest design which is ready for downhole field testing. And we've got that testing scheduled and booked in Norway. And then following on from that, we've got customer testing with partners around the world who we've selected and working with to test our technology. So the field testing in Norway is it's a development project, so we're very we need to be careful about when we say it. It's booked for weeks away rather than months away. It's booked for weeks away. So we're getting ready for that and getting prepared for that. So in terms of industry acceptance, I mentioned the Abu Dhabi trade show. We've had very high levels of interest from our customers and new customers. What we're seeing is even though this is a new technology, we're seeing industry acceptance of it, and people are genuinely interested in it. And then also they're interested in the complementary technologies that go along with it. So this is that communication system that kind of fits with it and helps not only the integration of our system, but also helps with other systems and the communication between other systems. So in terms of the trading summary, we are absolutely focusing on Sabre. We believe it is a very disruptive, potentially game-changing product, good product market fit in a growing market. So that's where we are very keen to get involved and keen to make the Sabre system get that tested and proven. Even though I must say, it's been proven by the principle has been proven by Shell before. So we're not trying to prove something that hasn't been proven. We're trying to prove a sort of field ready or a more simplified system compared to the one that we work with Shell. So in terms of the outlook, we've got the tests coming in the coming weeks for Norway. We've got customer testing scheduled thereafter. And then our main focus is on scaling up that, or being able to scale up the rental fleet. So our shift now is coming from into working capital management, so that we can then, once we've got those proven field test results, is being able to deploy the tool in a commercial environment as soon as we possibly can. So the revenues that we see on here are from our legacy business. So we've obviously, the North American market has been stronger this calendar year, or this financial year. That's where the activity has been. So we've got an improvement in the adjusted EBITDA compared to last year. The main thing is that we're focusing on is being able to improve and manage the cash position for working capital management. So we've got that at 2.5. So we're managing all the different factors to improve the cash position, so that we're ready to deploy the tool and then scale up when we can. So if we go to next slide, in terms of market outlook, we see that there's a very good long and mid and short term demand for, in particular, the Sabre. There's drilling activity, drilling outlook is strong looking forward, regardless of the industry cycles, the cyclicality of the industry. Again, even with the cyclicality, we're still seeing that the rotary steerable market is staying strong. A lot of our work is in gas, and again, that's necessary for transition. And I should say that we've been there's different areas that where the Sabre has applications, particularly geothermal, and particularly methane abatement. So those are the areas that we're working towards. And generally there is a drive for improving efficiency and lowering the cost point. So that's where we are. That's where we're excited about. So final slide. In summary, we mentioned the short-term, long-term market, managing our balance sheet to be able to make the most of Sabre commercialization, and then expand that Sabre rollout to full scale, and then complementary technologies that we develop along the way. Thank you very much.